Good morning and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen. Today I am going to show you 14 money-saving tips that you can use in your garden. Tip number 1 is to reuse, recycle, and repurpose. The first thing that we reused are these bricks that you've seen all over the yard. They came from Donnie's granny's house and they were her chimney, and we've used them to line our flower beds, and I still have a whole bunch left over stacked up over here, and they've come in really handy. The next is to recycle, and underneath all the pavers that are here we have cardboard boxes, and those make great weed barriers and they naturally decompose. They're food for the worms, so they're a great choice. Save your boxes. Underneath this garden bed, before we put it in, we also put down some of that cardboard to help as a weed barrier and also food for the worms again. The next is to repurpose. Now what we have repurposed was we took our old deck and we made it into our flower beds. This one here is the last of our deck. These used to be the 2x6s that ran the length of the deck, and the whole entire garden beds, that's how we first started out, is repurposing all of this wood. Tip number 2 is to look for free items. The pavers that are in this back part of our garden were given to us by one of Donnie's friends, and we have moved them 3 times around the yard until we finally found their permanent home, and they've come in really handy. And the beam right here that separates the grass from the pavers, Donnie got off of a job site. It was leftovers, so another free item. We've also gone and got pallets and repurposed those as well. So anytime you can find free items that you think would work in your garden, take them. Tip number 3 is to watch for sales and discounts. Most recently, I took advantage of a sale that Epic Gardening was having, and I saved 20% on what I bought. It was great. Also, you can look for year-end sales too, or end of the season sales. Just keep your eye out for those. Another good thing is to go to yard sales. Donnie found this for me at a yard sale. How much was it, Donnie?
Like $1.
$1 for a perfectly good tool. It just needs a little TLC, not much. Tip number 4 is to build with natural materials. What I mean by that is our arbor is built with natural materials. We went out into the woods and we found sticks that were already dead. We collected them and then we cut them up and we built this arbor. We did the same for our trellis. So it's good for you guys to get out in nature anyways. Go get a hike, take your whole entire family like we did. It was a lot of fun, and then you get something beautiful afterwards that didn't cost you very much. Tip number 5. Make what you can. The garden bed below the shed is made from repurposed materials, and Donnie and I built it. We also built our shed, the decorative trim around the Coca-Cola sign, all of our garden beds, the deck. Pretty much everything you see outside, Donnie and I have built ourselves. If you're handy, try to make it yourself. Tip number 6 is to buy your materials for your projects over a longer period of time. So what Donnie and I do is over the winter time, each of our paychecks, we go and we get a few more materials. So this week we went and bought 3 bags of organic compost and some more of the cinder blocks for the project that we're going to be starting this spring. Tip number 7 is to make changes to your yard slowly. You don't have to do it all at once. Our yard has been in progression over 7 years. The first bed that I started out with was a little flower bed, and then the next year we put in our 3 garden beds, and then the shed, and then the fence took several years to do. So what I'm saying is don't feel rushed. Take your time. It's okay. Number 8 is start out small. You can start out small by just planting in some containers, or you can use grow bags, or you can do like we did and we start out with just 3 small beds. Tip number 9 is to grow your plants from seeds. Not only is it enjoyable, it saves you a lot of money from buying plants that are already started, and it's really fun for kids. Tip number 10 is to use plastic recyclable containers for starting your seeds. So we have a lot of water jugs. All you have to do is cut them apart. You want them a few inches deep. You can put some holes in the bottom of it. And then this can also become like a little miniature greenhouse for you. I've done this several years. Tip number 11 is to plant perennials. And what I mean by that is plants that come back every single year. So our herbs down here below me come back every single year. Our raspberries behind me come back every single year. And also you can plant fruit trees instead of decorative trees. So this is our smaller apple tree. Tip number 12 is to save seeds from your garden. All of these seeds in this packet came out of my garden, and right behind me is our parsley that's perennialized, and it also saved its seeds this year. That's another great tip to be able to save money in your garden. Tip number 13 is to make your own compost and natural fertilizers. You know, next year I really would like to start composting because I definitely have a lot of leaves and other input that I could put into it. And I'm also going to show you next year how to make your own comfrey tea. Comfrey is an excellent fertilizer for your garden. The last tip, number 14, is to plan your garden. This helps you not make impulse buys. Every year I plan out my garden, and starting here after this video, I will be showing you exactly how I do that. These are my 14 tips to help you save money in the garden, and we can all use that. If you guys have any tips on how to save money in your gardens, please share them in the comments below with the community. We can all use more tips on how to save money. So thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. We are now up over 100 subscribers, and I am so excited. So thanks again, everyone, and happy gardening.